Business continuity planning BCP and disaster recovery DR. While incident response focuses on reacting to specific security events, business continuity planning BCP and disaster recovery DR address a broader range of disruptions that could impact organizational operations, including but not limited to cyber attacks. They are about ensuring the organization can survive and continue its essential functions during and after a significant disruption. Defining BCP and DR, business continuity planning BCP, is a holistic management process that identifies potential threats to an organization and the impacts those threats, if realized, could have on business operations. It provides a framework for building organizational resilience with the capability for an effective response that safeguards the interests of its key stakeholders, reputation, brand, and value-creating activities. It focuses on maintaining critical business functions, e.g., customer service, payment processing, manufacturing, at acceptable levels during a disruption. It addresses people, processes, technology, and facilities. Disaster recovery DR, a subset of BCP, specifically focused on the recovery and restoration of the organization's IT infrastructure, systems, and data after a disaster, natural or man-made. It focuses on recovering that technology needed to support business functions. Now let's explore the relationship DR enables BCP. You need working IT systems DR to perform critical business functions BCP. BCP defines how quickly functions and systems need to be recovered, setting objectives for DR. The role of GRC in BCP and DR. BCP and DR are fundamentally risk management disciplines. Tightly integrated with GRC, governance, G policy, and strategy establishes the BCP and DR policy, defines the program scope and objectives, and aligns it with overall business strategy. Oversight and approval. Senior management and the board approve BCP and DR plans and budgets, providing oversight for program readiness, roles and responsibilities. This defines who is responsible for developing, maintaining, testing, and activating BCP and DR plans. Risk management. Business impact analysis BIA. This is a cornerstone of BCP. The IA identifies critical business processes, their dependencies on IT systems, personnel, suppliers, facilities, and the impact of their disruption over time. This determines recovery time objective RTO, the maximum acceptable downtime for a critical process or system. Recovery point objective RPO, the maximum acceptable amount of data loss measured in time. These objectives derive from business needs via the BIA, a risk assessment activity, drive DR strategy. Risk assessment identifies potential threats that could cause disruptions requiring BCP and DR activation, e.g., major cyber attacks, like ransomware, power outages, a significant concern in Nigeria, flooding, relevant in Lagos fire, civil unrest, pandemic. Strategy selection as risk treatment, choosing specific BCP and DR strategies, e.g., hot site, cloud backups, remote work capabilities is a form of risk treatment, mitigation, or contingency planning. Compliance, the regulatory mandates. Many regulations, especially in critical sectors like finance, CBN directives, often explicitly require tested BCP and DR plans, mandate BCP and DR capabilities. Contractual obligations. Contracts with clients may require you to demonstrate specific recovery capabilities, defined RTOs and RPOs. Stakeholder assurance. Having robust tested BCP and DR plans provides assurance to customers, partners, and investors about your organization's resilience. Audit evidence. BCP and DR plans, BIA reports, and test results are key evidence examined during audits, internal, external, regulatory. Key elements of business continuity and disaster. Developing effective BCP and DR capabilities involves several key steps: program initiation and governance, secure management support, define scope, establish governance structure, define policy, business impact analysis BIA, identify critical functions, dependencies, and determine RTOs and RPOs for each. This is arguably the most crucial input. Risk assessment, identify potential disruption scenarios, cyber, operational, environmental. Strategy development. Based on BIA, RTO, and RPO, and risk assessment, select appropriate recovery strategies, IT recovery. Backup solutions, local cloud, replication, alternate sites, hot, warm, cold, cloud-based DR DRAS, work area recovery, alternate office locations, remote work capabilities, personnel, cross-training, succession planning, supply chain, alternate suppliers. Consider local infrastructure challenges, power, connectivity when selecting strategies in Nigeria. Plan development, document detailed BCP and DOTR plans, including activation criteria, team roles and responsibilities, communication protocols, step-by-step recovery procedures for IT systems and business functions. Testing and exercising this is critical. Plans must be tested regularly to ensure they work and that personnel are familiar with their roles. Types of tests include tabletop exercises, discussion-based walkthroughs of scenarios, simulation tests, more active simulation of a disruption, component tests testing specific parts of the plan, e.g. data restore, generator startup. Full interruption tests simulating a complete outage requires careful planning. Test results should be documented and plans updated based on lessons learned. Regulators like CBN often require evidence of successful testing. Maintenance and updates plans must be reviewed and updated regularly, e.g. annually or whenever significant changes occur. Technology, processes, personnel, risks. BCP and DR is an ongoing program, not a one-off project. BCP and DR are essential components of organizational resilience, ensuring you can navigate disruptions effectively, protect your stakeholders, and meet compliance obligations. Third-party risk management, TPRM, managing your extended enterprise. In today's interconnected business environment, organizations rarely operate in isolation. You rely on a vast network of third parties, vendors, suppliers, service providers, contractors, partners for essential goods and services. This includes IT providers, cloud hosting services, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, local providers, software vendors, payment gateways, marketing agencies, consultants, legal counsel, etc. While these relationships bring benefits, they also introduce significant risks. Third-party risk management, TPRM, is the process for managing these risks. Why is TPRM critical? Data breaches via third parties. A huge percentage of data breaches originate from compromised third parties who have access to an organization's systems or data. Attackers often target the weakest link in the supply chain. Compliance obligations, regulations like NDPA. Section 39 explicitly includes processors, GDPR, HIPAA, and directives from. Regulators like the CBN often hold organizations accountable for the security and compliance practices of their vendors who handle sensitive data. You can outsource the service, but you often cannot outsource the liability. Operational dependence, disruption at a critical vendor, e.g. your cloud provider, core software vendor, key supplier, can directly impact your own operations tying into BCP. Reputational damage, your organization's reputation can be harmed by the poor security or unethical practices of your associated third parties. Supply chain attacks, sophisticated attackers increasingly target software vendors or managed service providers to compromise their downstream customers, e.g. SolarWinds attack. Failing to manage third-party risk effectively creates significant blind spots and potential vulnerabilities. This is a major focus area for regulators and auditors today.